Hello, fellow football fans. The Casual Fantasy Scout here. The first World Cup group games are done, and now it's time to be honest. Before the tournament, I predicted almost every group and recommended fantasy and Sorare players from each group. So today I'm going to review their performance, see how many points they have scored, and I'm also going to talk a bit about the two groups that I couldn't predict, which are groups G and H. So, let's start with the fantasy performance. So let's start with Group A. On the screen you can see the team and the points. I'm a bit disappointed in Patrick Schick. Heung-min Son, yeah, he missed some chances, but overall the Czech Republic was pretty bad in both games. So yeah, maybe Raul Jimenez was actually the better pick for the starting five. Then Group B, well, the first round, the Switzerland were pretty underwhelming. In the next game, as we saw yesterday, they won 4-1, but it was also a bit after they got the red card, where they were dominant. But in the first round, World Cup fantasy points only 10, and then Demirovic only 29. Yeah, it's a bit low, not gonna lie. Then we'll see, of course, in the next matches, but for now, the score is pretty low. Then in Group C, yeah, not that many points here as well, but I had the four of my five players play against each other, so it was a bit expected for the first round. But I assume that in the next rounds they will get a better score. Maybe Scott McTominay was not that good, a bit underwhelming. I thought he would lead Scotland to a bigger win against Haiti. Then Group D, actually, Matty Ryan didn't start for Australia. The Australia goalkeeper got a clean sheet, which would have netted me better points, of course. Then the other players, Balogun actually was a big surprise with his 15 World Cup fantasy points, 78 on Sorare. Overall, that's a good score. With that good play from USA, I assume that Robinson can get more points, and I still think Turkey and the Turkish players are going to score better in the next games. Then Group F, the German team. I think this is my best team from all of the groups, if I'm not mistaken. 43 World Cup fantasy points and then 390 without bonuses on Sorare. Schlotterbeck with big boy 11 points, Havertz with 13, but Kimmich, Musiala, I mean, if they only had a clean sheet, these points would have been so high. Yeah. Then we have Group G. Here also not that bad of a points. Gyökeres had 14. I still think that the match of Netherlands against Japan had influence of the player points. I think when the Netherlands play against Tunisia, they will have more points. Then Group H and I, these are actually the groups that I couldn't predict. So I'm going to talk just a bit about them. So for Group G, I actually was expecting Belgium to be a bit more dominant. That goal they conceded against Egypt actually, I think, ruined their plans a bit, and they just couldn't get their structure back. I think they're a lot better than they showed, so I still think they finish first. Egypt actually surprised me a lot more than I expected. I knew that they were good and they are a really good team in transition, but I thought that Belgium are going to outclass them, and actually Egypt put a big fight in that game. Iran and New Zealand. New Zealand also surprised me. I think they were maybe going to be last, but against Iran, I don't think they look that bad. So this is going to be a fight, in my opinion, for third place. And then the big question: how did Spain not win that game against Cape Verde? Well, I mean, they should have. But for me, there were signs that this might be difficult, and the two big topics, or maybe like it's one topic, but the two players are Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal. Yeah, we know the quality of Lamine Yamal and also Nico Williams, but what does the Spain team need is actually these two players, because their system works perfectly when they have two wingers that are really creative with a lot of flair, unexpected movements, and they can create something from nothing. So when these players are fully fit and starting, I think Spain are going to fire on all cylinders, because they cannot expect players like Oyarzabal, Ferran Torres to decide games. The deciders here are Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams, and then players like Oyarzabal, Fabian Ruiz, and others, they can shine because of the opportunities the two main guys, in my opinion, create. So yeah, this is what I think is going to happen. The Spain are going to finish first still. I think at the end, Marcelo Bielsa boys of Uruguay are going to be second still, and then Cape Verde, can they actually upset Saudi Arabia for the third place? It's going to be interesting. They showed a lot of spirit, but not much attacking power. And against a team like Saudi Arabia, which is not like Spain, I think Saudi Arabia can surprise them. And then for Group I, where I have 5 French players, exactly like I had 5 German players. Here on the World Cup Fantasy, Mbappe scored really high, 14 points, but in Sorare, actually the big scorers were Upamecano and Tolisso with 186 respectively. In the next 2 games, I also expect these scores to be at the same level or even higher. For example, like Usman maybe could score better. Then for Group J, here is, I think, the only goalkeeper that kept a clean sheet in all of my picks. Yeah, he had 9 points in the World Cup Fantasy, Emi Martinez, and then 61 in Sorare. But of course, the big talking point is Lionel Messi with his 19 points in the World Cup Fantasy and then 99 in Sorare. Then in the last 2 groups, Group K, well, we were talking how Spain couldn't win. Portugal did the same, and yeah, this is maybe why they didn't score at all good, especially in the World Cup Fantasy. But there was one man who scored good in this group, and that was Luis Diaz with his 11 points. Of course, from my picks. He scored 87 in Sorare. He was, as I said, the main man for Colombia, and I think Colombia is going to be a really difficult opponent for a lot of teams. And then the last group, Pickford, only 2 points in the World Cup Fantasy, and then Stanisic with -1. But yeah, I thought that this game against England for Croatia, it's going to be a bit closer. Maybe even they can hold it to a draw, but actually the English players look good. And yeah, Harry Kane with big boy 13 points, 84 on Sorare, Rice with his assist from the corner, Jude scored. So yeah, I think England are actually going to finish first, and I think my bold pick is not going to happen at all with Croatia winning the group. So yeah, these were my picks. What do you expect is going to happen in the groups? Do you think there are going to be some major upsets? Leave it in the comments. And also, if you enjoyed the video, please leave the like, subscribe, and thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.